Day one, greetings everybody, and welcome back to Learn Igbo channel. With me today is someone that you've probably heard about or seen on the internet space. Her name is Janine Udogu, but she's popularly known as Nwanyiocha. Janine, welcome.
Thank you so much, Yvonne.
Okay. So we're here to talk about Janine's new book, which is Alannam. Alannam is it is a true story. I don't know how to place it. It's not a biopic, but it's a true story about your experiences in Igbo land. But before we delve into that, tell us more about yourself for those who haven't met you or who don't know much about you.
Okay, well, like you just said, thank you for the introduction. My name is Janine Udogu. Most people know me as Nwanyiocha on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I have used that stage name for a very long time. And just recently, when I published my book, I decided to also come public with my real name, which is Janine Udogu. I am 36-year-old and a mother of 4 kids, and I live in Switzerland. And for those that don't follow me on any of my social media channels, I'm very passionate about Igbo language, Igbo culture, because I'm married to an Igbo man. We are together for over 12 years. And I'm very passionate about diving into his culture and his language. And we travel to Nigeria a lot. So I share that with the world in my channels.
Okay. Yes, I can't even remember the first time I came across your work. But I know that I was shocked when I saw my book. You talked about my book in your channel. I was like, yes, whoa, who is this? You know?
I did, because I had been looking for a good Igbo dictionary for a long time. And trying to learn Igbo, you always struggle with, the pronunciation and how to put words into sentences. So I kind of self-taught myself the small that I know from my husband, and I was just looking for some good material, and I really enjoyed your book because obviously it has full sentences, so something you can use in your everyday life rather than just one single word, which then you don't still know how to put into place. So that's I so much love the book. I recommended it to everybody.
Yeah, when I saw the video, I was like, "Ooh, okay, who's this?" Thank you very much for that. So I'm so curious to find out what inspired you. I know you've said so in the book, but what made you think of this particular theme? Because I'm sure you've experienced many things in Igbo land, but what made you pinpoint this storyline?
Okay. Well, I think there's a lot of stories I want to share. That's just one of them. So hopefully it won't be the last book. But basically, I had to start somewhere, right? And for us, traditionally, we go to the eastern part of Nigeria every Christmas. So for me, it was a logical point to put the story beginning from us traveling to Nigeria for Christmas. And in our family, the most interesting thing, if I can put it that way, for my kids about Igbo culture is the masquerades, the Hmong. And that's like the thing they ask first when we go and the thing they talk about last when we come back. So
my children love it, but we tend to see more Hmong because my husband is from Nnewi. Okay. Yeah, it's not that far from Isofia.
Yes, I've been to Nnewi before.
Oh, okay. So the time they usually see more Mmanwu is during July, August, Afiolo, when they have the New Yam Festival, because it's a big thing in that area. Yeah. So it's that's when they actually see more Mmanwu then than during December.
Okay. Yeah. No, Sofia really has still the tradition of the masquerade, and it's in Christmas time you will see them. And we were fortunate enough that they used to pass by our house every night, so that's really a true part of the story. And of course, when you hear the bell, when you hear them coming, everybody gets excited, and the kids can run upstairs and peep from upstairs because they're not allowed to watch them from the ground. But the whole excitement is so part of our Christmas experience.
I mean, I've studied as an adult. I've studied masquerades in depth, but still seeing them, that there's so many hundred types of masquerade. Last week I was given a talk at a secondary school, and I was talking to them about Chimamanda Adichie's Purple Hibiscus.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of them have never left England, and so they don't know anything about Africa. So I had to give them historical and cultural context.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling them that I have this slight scar on my hand, and it came about once because what my parents usually did when I was younger, they kept sending me to the village to learn Igbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and they kept telling my grandparents to teach me Igbo. So on one of my trips, I was told not to go anywhere, that there are so many masquerades around. And cheeky, naughty me, of course, I climbed over the window and then I went, because others were like, come, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
So, but we came to the village square, the market, and I don't know how it happened, but I lost contact with my friends, and then suddenly I came face to face with this huge, and it just came like that to me. And I was about 8, 9 years old then. So I turned right round and I ran, and I bumped into an old man on a bicycle.
Okay.
And a part of his bicycle just sliced through and I didn't even notice what happened to me until I ran back home, climbed over the window, and then went to bed. And then my aunt came back at night and there was blood everywhere. And she's like, how did this happen? I said, I don't know.
But the monk didn't get you, right?
The monk didn't get me, but it was just the sight, when you're not expecting to see and it just comes,
I have experienced it actually, because I usually go for strolls. So, but there's like this achukus and protocolos that I talk about in the book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Most of the time you won't just meet them by surprise in the forest by this time, because they go to events or they go in the night for dancing in the village square. But there's one big monk that walks around like in daytime, but he doesn't flog, thank God. But I actually came across him one time.
And they're the ones that women aren't supposed to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know, but yeah, it's so fascinating. Unfortunately, a lot of the work they do is now reduced to mostly ceremonial.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in the olden days, they used to be the police of the society.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
that's what I heard at one time, and I find that so fascinating. That role, how it has changed, and also how, I mean, I don't know much in depth about them, right? But I heard a lot. Some people are afraid of them, or some people want them to be banned because with the Christian faith, they feel it's not matching, that it shouldn't be practiced anymore. But I was discussing with my husband the other day, and I think a lot of youth now have put interest into it. And
yes, there's a revival, because a lot of what happened during the time missionaries came and Christianity came. Of course, they had to sell their own religion. So to them, anything that didn't make sense, just got, shoved to the side.
Yeah.
And that word masquerade, of course, they had to translate it the way they understood. But the correct term is actually masked spirits, because they're spirits in human form.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but there's so much to learn, when it comes to.
Maybe you have to write the book about that, Yvonne. Then I'll get it.
I have a pile of half-finished books, and no time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm so happy you've come out with this, and I'm also happy you used very colorful illustration, and the fact that you also personalized it by adding your your pictures and all that. Yeah. So maybe the next one you write has to feature Nwanyiocha.
I'm not sure yet, because people are asking me to write the book about my dog's experience in Nigeria. So.
Oh.
So maybe that will be the second one, and then the third one with Nwanyiocha. No, definitely. I mean, like I said, there's so many stories to tell, right? That's
so many, and you don't even want to.
So
I have this each time I see an idea of a story, I'm just like, the note section of my phone, I'm just like typing away, and then it's just there.
Do that as well. I mean, so I have a blog, so I have my posts. I try to put some stuff there, but I think books is still a very different approach.
Oh, yes. Books are
storytelling
different.
because
Yeah.
it's more lasting, right? And it's really
It's more
something
lasting, and
hands-on.
people gravitate to stories more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
for the kids, you know. I think I mean that's my main
I think it's more than for the kids. It's
yeah.
yeah,
No,
because
but
from my experience, yes, it's for the kids, but you find that more adults who are trying to learn the language tend to buy children's books as well.
Yeah.
So
of course, it's easier,
because
right?
of how
And
simple it is. Yeah.
no, but what I was trying to say is that, you know, there's a lot of books. Like when I take my kids to the library almost every week here, and there's so many books about white kids, right? And there's a few books about black kids, but there's hardly any books about mixed kids like them, or kids growing up in the diaspora. And I think that story also needs to be told.
It needs to be told. There's a huge gap, especially mixed kids in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there are some, you know, kind of a movement in America about mixed kids, but not much. But then again, there's almost nothing about mixed kids in Europe as well.
Yes.
And
so I just and I think for children to go to the library and see a book with characters
that
on
looks
them
like them,
that represent them, you know, that is so very empowering already.
It is.
You know?
It is very empowering.
And the stories you hear about Nigeria, or that children might hear about Nigeria, might not be always very positive. So that's also one side. You know, it's really a place you can take your kids, and your kids can have fun, and your kids can enjoy the culture and the family and all those things. So that's one of the motivations, right? I think those stories need to be shared with children as well, so that they don't grow
because
up.
a lot of the cultural media about Igbo land is not designed for children. Most of it is designed for adults.
I actually asked my husband one time to bring me some kids' story books from Nigeria. And I love those stories with the turtle, you know, with the animals and everything, but
they're not contemporary.
They're not illustrated, right? So it's just a lot of text, and no child will open that book and look at it with joy, you know?
That's precisely why I started learning Igbo now, because years ago, I kept saying, okay, well, I'll go to Nigeria, buy books for my kids. And these are kids that are used to things like Disney and colorful things. And, you know, and then you buy these boring books from the 70s, which, you know, they don't relate to. So they'll just walk away from you and your books.
Yeah, no, really. So there's a lot of things that could still be done, right? And I'm hoping
there's a lot to be done. It's just that they haven't, not enough people have understood that you don't wait for the big publishing houses to do it. So most times you just have to self-publish.
Yeah, and I was afraid of that, but you actually encouraged me to keep going.
You know, because each time I'll be checking to say, oh, has she published yet? Has she published yet?
I mean, everything was new to me, right? I have never published a book before. I just had that story to share. And then I found an illustrator, which I knew was a big part of my book. Like,
it's a huge part.
But it wouldn't work without the illustration. So
it has to have, especially colorful illustration, because that's the only way kids can notice it in the first place. And then start reading it.
So once I had that, then it came to the whole technical stuff, and I was overwhelmed. I just didn't know where to start.
And then you had a baby coming as well. So I mean, I really, really applaud you, because it takes a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And then publishing a book is like giving birth as well. You want to show the world, but you don't want people to say, oh, that's rubbish, or her book is ugly, or da. So it's like, you know, you want to tell the world, oh, I've done this, but a part of you is like, oh gosh, everybody be nice, don't say anything.
No, I had nightmares, to be honest, because I had to format and reformat it twice because of the format I initially chose. It was a very long story, but then of course with redoing it, you get all those little mistakes, you know, and then you're like,
sometimes even when it goes to print, you still see one thing. And you're like, but you know what? Even DK, you know DK that does children's books, Darling Kindersley or Scholastic or all those, even big publishers, they make mistakes as well.
Yeah, so I mean, It's my first attempt, right? And
Yeah,
we learn from our mistakes.
I mean, you haven't even, if you see the number of mistakes on my dictionary, once it was out, I'm like, why did I say that? You know? So, but we move. What can we do?
We move, yes.
As they say, done is better than perfect. If you wait for it to be perfect, it will never happen.
No, of course not. No, and I think it was the right time to publish it now and just see where it takes me, right? I mean, if it moves well, I will go into the next one. And if not,
it has to. And even if it doesn't move well, you keep pushing.
Yes.
Until you hit, you know, because a lot of people think, oh, if you publish one book, that's enough. But you have to actually keep building that portfolio for people to actually say, oh, hang on, she's done that, she's done that. You know? Yeah. So, and for your blog, what address can people where can people find your blog?
Okay, so the blog is nwanyiocha.ch. CH is the Swiss ending.
Yeah, okay, I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have put the links to my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram there as well, and the links to the Amazon.
And then if you want to just go to any of the Amazons to search, you just type Alanam.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Alanam, and that and then if you also type in Janine's name, it will also help bring the book up. But the easiest way is to go to Janine's website, and then you know, the links are there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to read a few pages of the book, if you don't mind.
Of course, I will love that.
Yeah. I remember, you know the time you contacted me. I think I was in New York or something, and you were, and I was like, when is she coming? You know, I thought you were bringing it out the next week, and.
No. I was looking for somebody to do the proofreading, right? Because I find it very important that the Igbo version is good enough.
It has to be. It has to be. Yeah, it has to be. But even if you were very fluent in Igbo, you still need fresh eyes on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had 4 people proofread my books before I even at that, sometimes they miss things as well.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm not going to read everything, because everyone, you need to buy this book, so I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to pick on the characters and then read something. So there's Papa ezigbo aha ya bụ Chijioke. Amụrụ ya na Isuofia. Then Mama, and that's you. Aha ya bụ Janine, nke pụtara Chineke bụ onye obi ebere. I didn't know that's what it meant. Yeah.
Our names also have meaning sometimes. You know?
Oh yeah. Amụrụ ya na Zurich, nke obodo Switzerland. And then Chijioke. Why didn't you write anything about the kids?
Well, Chijioke has the same name like his father, right? So I didn't need to explain that twice.
Okay.
And if you buy the German version, for example, of the book, the whole names will be explained.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah.
But then I thought
it's that's fine. So then Ziora.
Yes.
And then Uchenna. Ọtụtụ mgbe anyị na-akpọ ya Uche. And Chief. Ezigbo aha ya bụ Ifeanyi, mana onye ọbụla na-akpọ ya Chief. I can relate to that. Everyone has a chief in their family.
Yeah, that was his name. Everybody called him Chief. So
then Auntie Amaka, Auntie Chinwe, Obinna, Adobe. So let me just read about the masquerades. Achukwu. Nke a bụ mmanwụ ndị Igbo nke nwere ike ịgba egwu nke ọma, ma nwekwa ike ịgbagharị ụkwụ ya ngwa ngwa, nke bụ na mgbịrịmgba dị ya n'ụkwụ ga na-eme mkpọtụ dara ụda. Yeah, I remember the bells.
Yes, you hear them coming. But my husband was telling me when he was a child, they used to hide like in the bush somewhere behind a tree or a corner, and they will be holding their bells when walking.
Okay, so people won't hear them.
Yes. So they can catch you, you know.
So let me just read one paragraph and then we just go back to chatting. Naanị ụbọchị ole na ole fọdụrụ. Chijioke, ejima ya nwaanyị bụ Ziora na nwanne ha nwoke Uche nwere obi ụtọ. Ọ fọdụrụ ụbọchị ole na ole ka ha fega obodo Nigeria. And that's all I'm going to read. So everyone get the book.
Thank you so much.
And these books make so much. It's not just to buy for your children. They make very good birthday presents, Christmas presents. And I mean, like I was telling someone before, I mean, who needs toys now? Toys just, kids just play with toys 5 minutes and then dump it on the side. So if these make very good gifts for christenings, for, you know, confirmations and, you know, anything. So, but get the book. Yeah. Yes. So what other versions do you have of this book?
So the book is available in German, in French, in English and in Spanish. And all those versions, except for the Igbo version, they really have a bit more of explanation of the Igbo words, right? Or
to give context, yeah.
Yes, explaining what Ziora or Chijioke means, you know, and give a little bit of context to those things. So the Igbo version is kept a bit more simple. Okay. But the German,
yeah, because it's self. If you're reading in Igbo, you will understand what the names mean.
Right.
Yeah, makes
maybe
sense.
Some don't. I don't know, but I just felt that I don't need to like.
No, you don't need to overclutter it. And you know, with children's books, the briefer the better. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, because you just lose them if you put too much text on it. Yeah. Okay. So, are you going to be doing readings?
I have.
For any of the books.
Maybe I should. I don't know. I haven't thought of it yet.
I mean, you need to. I mean, that's the only way. I'm not necessarily the Igbo one.
Yeah.
It could be the German one or the French one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just trying to see how to publish the book also in Nigeria, right? How to have it printed in Nigeria. And I was approached by several people. I think it would be nice to kind of have a little video, you know, maybe a reading with the images or something, because not everybody obviously can get the book, or just I want to make it accessible, really. So
yes. Okay. Like I told you, was it last year or this year? I can't remember. You know, when you were asking me about publishing in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be lovely if you have if you have it printed and then get someone to stock it.
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't necessarily
print it there.
No, I wouldn't personally give a publishing house in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Your
the manuscript.
The manuscript, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the advantage in a way is I have the book right in English, in French, in German, and in Spanish, and I think those won't sell in Nigeria, right? So it's
you'll be surprised. The English one might sell.
Okay, the English, sorry, yeah, but
so
the
you
French,
could do the
German...
English and the Igbo one.
Yes, yeah.
In Nigeria, yeah. So
well, it's all new ground for me. So
well, if you don't move, you wouldn't know. So
yes,
yeah. So I'm really happy that you've done this. I really wish a lot of people can get this, and I hope that this is the first of maybe 200, 300 books that you will write, or even more. But the good thing is, once you get one out there, and then it encourages you to see, oh, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the most difficult part for me was the putting it together and the publishing. And since I have done that now, I feel more confident to do more.
And once you have a system, you just be doing it out. Yeah. So who is the illustrator in the book?
Her name is Charisma Stanley. She's Nigerian, though she's not Igbo, but she has lived in the Igbo region of Nigeria for a long time. And I've never met her in person. So we wanted to meet this Christmas, but it couldn't work out.
It didn't work,
because we were so busy with the burial of my father-in-law. but she has done an amazing job. I mean, we have coordinated the whole illustration via phone, WhatsApp, and
Oh,
email.
yes, it's amazing what you can do on, virtually.
So I'm so grateful, you know, she was very patient with me because I had the images in my head and she had to draw it out. And it was just an amazing experience. And so I'm so grateful because this book wouldn't be worth anything without those nice illustrations.
It's the illustration that's actually set it up. And then people can match because I like the pictures you put at the end as well.
Yeah, so
people who have never been can also go on the journey with you. So it's not just, you know, that you're explaining it in a story. They see the actual pictures as well of.
Yes, and it was really really funny. I gave one copy of the book to my grandmother, and I have told her about going to Nigeria obviously many times, but now she saw the pictures, she was like, you have such a beautiful house and this looks so nice, you know. So even for her, it was much more approachable now to see what it looks like, you know. And I think for the kids, it will be nice to read the book with the story and then see, okay, this really happened. There's really a chicken, you know, and there's really a goat that we had. So.
Because that way they can relate to it. I know one thing that happens whenever we go to Nigeria. In the mornings, my son is always, well, he's 14 now, and he's the last. He's always saying, oh, can someone just shut that cockerel up? Because early in the morning, he's sleeping. Next thing you hear is cockerel.
Yes.
Like, someone please shut that cockerel up.
How do you switch that off?
You switch it off, yeah. So and the goats as well. And when he was much younger, he loved chasing the lizards.
Oh yeah, they tried that, but they haven't achieved it yet. My kids are just, it's so much especially for kids, right? With their cousins and their friends.
Cousins, yeah.
There's so many things to do, and
many things to do, so many people to meet.
Yes. And
sometimes, you know, they'll say, "Oh, how is this person our cousin?" I say, "I don't know. I just know we're related somehow." Or by the time you say, "Oh, this person's grandmother is a cousin to this," and they're like, "Huh?"
No, everybody's family, right? And it's so
family.
Nice for the kids.
Yeah. And I mean, it's it has its good and its bad sides. Good sides is when you need help, everybody rallies around.
Yeah.
Bad side is that sometimes they meddle in your business and they tell you things you don't want to hear.
Well, I mean, it's just always fun for us to go. And the kids are really looking forward to it whenever we go.
Yeah, my kids love going as well. And the one thing they love is the fruits. Another thing, the fruits, because the taste is different.
Of course. I mean, immediately we land, we have to buy bananas and
mangoes
and granuts, you know.
And granite, yeah. Like now they call granuts, and then they say, "Oh, I want granuts, I don't want peanuts."
Okay.
Because they've been able to, you know, differentiate the taste. That the taste is different. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just too bad. We have this very big mango tree now in our garden, and we haven't made it in mango season yet. So we always.
Oh, so each time you come at the wrong time.
Yes, like we see the green little mangoes on the tree. we haven't tasted them yet, but we still get a chance to do that.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing this time with us. I know your time is you're such a busy person with a new baby and the work you do. And so all your handles are at Nwanyiocha, YouTube, Instagram.
It's on the website.
It's on the website. So but I'm going to put you on the description as well.
Okay, thank you.
So everyone, again, make sure you buy this book. Very, very important. And I really, really enjoyed looking at the pictures. And even though I'm very familiar with Igbo land, I still learned a few things from this book. So it's not just for children, it's also for adults as well. Thank you so much, Janine.
Thank you so much, Yvonne.
When if you liked this chat I've had with Janine, please click the like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Learn Igbo channel. Please also remember to subscribe to the Learn Igbo channel. Click the subscribe button, and also click the subscribe button to Nwanyiocha's YouTube channel.
Yes.
That's it. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.